Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy AJ.
Your boy Nick.
This is Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. What's poppin' with you, young?
Nothing, bro. Chilling, man. Had a good time at BlurredCon. My first time at BlurredCon. The first time at a convention, actually.
Oh, yeah, that was your first time.
Yeah, so that was really dope. It was really
dope.
Those,
man.
Man, we didn't want to leave, man. Honestly, that shit was like now. Like at first, you were like, "Oh, get the hotel room," and we were like, "Well, I guess we could just drive." But now I'm like, okay, now I see why you want to get the hotel room because there's so much fun. There's so much shit to do.
Yeah.
Like we barely even scratched the surface, and we had a fantastic time.
Yeah, so, man. Yeah, I'm glad y'all came. I'm definitely glad y'all came.
Yeah, man.
BlurredCon's always a fun experience. You see me inebriated. Super inebriated for the first time.
For the first time, yeah, pretty much though. Pretty much. Right. Yeah.
But that's the fun thing. You meet dope people. Like you met my boy from the Head That's in Charge.
Yeah, I was just looking them up. That's funny. I was just looking them up. Yeah.
Well, he'll be on the show next month. So
nice.
Next month. Okay. But yeah, BlurredCon. For those that don't go, that haven't gone, it's definitely a fun experience. I haven't missed one yet. It's the 7th year, but it's the 6th show. It's the 6th con since 2020 was.
Canceled. Yeah.
But I haven't missed one yet. God willing, I don't miss one. Knock on wood. But for today's episode, we're gonna do some more album rankings. Excuse me. We're gonna do Nas and Jay-Z. I know Nas and Jay-Z are in your top 5, right, Nick?
Yeah, actually, I think it might be 1 and 2, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Nas personally is in my top 5, top 3 for the time being. I love Jay-Z. He just hasn't crossed my top 5. But yeah,
I respect that.
With that being said, let's go ahead and pull up the rank. There you go. Actually, make it full screen. Can you see good enough?
Yeah, I can see, bro.
All right, bet. So, of course, let's do it like that. All right, cool. So, first up, Nas' debut album, Illmatic. First of all, you got the rankings right here. You got classic, you got great, you got good, you got and then you got trash. That's how we're ranking these. Nas has, I believe, it's 14 albums.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He put out so many in the last
15. It's 15
years.
It's 15 albums. Right. He did 4 in the last 3.
Yeah.
He got 15 albums. And we're not including collaborative albums. We're not doing compilation albums, just strictly
solo firm
albums. Yeah, so you're not gonna see Lost Tapes on here. We all know Lost Tapes would be a classic.
Oh man, there's no Lost Tapes on there. Fuck.
Yeah, that's technically not a collaboration.
A compilation or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm gonna drop it in there anyway.
Yeah, we all know that's classic anyway. So I think that's the main consensus with that.
I put that as great, actually.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, for me.
I can respect that.
But
it's up there though.
Yeah, definitely up there. Yeah, we can get started. So Illmatic, trash. Right off the bat, trash.
Right off the bat.
Garbage. Can't rap. Worst beats. Yeah, Illmatic is obviously classic. I mean, really no debate about that. It would have been really cool to be around when it came out, though, because I say that because it wasn't a hit when it came out, but everybody in the hip hop community, they loved it. But I just would have been interesting to be there, when it came out. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the lyricism and I think it made Nas a really hot prospect in the game, being so young and having such an amazingly developed style already was I think that's what made it really special was how he's 20 years old and yeah, just the way he was rapping, you would have thought he was maybe 10 years older than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and then like just from the beats as well. He had like, and shout out MC Search for executive producing the album, because I think
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had a big play in like getting all those really hot hip hop producers from, he had Q-Tip on there, he had Pete Rock, he had
Large
Premier,
Professor.
Large Professor. He had like the best some of the best, I say the best East Coast hip hop producers at the time. Like they all got together for that shit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, man. I mean, classic, man.
Definitely a classic. And I agree with everything that you just said, basically. And I think what I love about the album is like it's not too long. It's really only 10. It's only 10 tracks, 9 if you
Yeah,
don't include the intro. So it's really only 9 tracks on there, and all of them
yeah,
hit for the most part.
yeah, yeah. No, I think the same. I like that about it as well. It's very, very direct. There's no time wasted
Yeah,
at all. Jump right into it.
because the album itself is only like 40 minutes long.
Yeah, it's like
At
38
best.
minutes long.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
38,
short
39
one.
minutes.
It's a
Yeah,
short. It's a short one.
and that was
But
rare like back then.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he definitely said what he wanted to say. Like didn't need to say anything else. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Um, my favorite songs, probably Memory Lane. I see. It's hard for me to even separate the song. That's how you know it's really good as a project. So I'm like, it's just the whole thing. But I mean, I know
Yeah.
Memory Lane. Um, oh man, Life's a Bitch, New York State of Mind, Represent, One Time for Your Mind. Yeah, I'm just like I can list the whole can list the whole album pretty much as like highlights. It's pretty hard to pick one out for me. What were your favorite tracks off of it though?
Life of Bitch is number 1. Then number 2 would probably be Memory Lane, and 3 would be In Hard to Tell.
Yeah,
Those would be my top 3.
that's fair. That is fair.
Next up on the list, It Was Written.
Yeah, so It Was Written for me. I put that as great. I was yeah, what do you think?
Same. I think
Why do you say great?
I say great because it was definitely a good follow up album. You know, a lot of artists have that sophomore curse. Like they come in the game swinging with their debut album, but then the second album is kind of like, eh.
Yeah, sophomore slump. Yeah,
Yeah. But he came in with this album. Granted, this album was definitely more commercial than Illmatic. He definitely had like way more features on there. Like he had Lauryn Hill, which at that point was probably his biggest single. Might still be one of his biggest singles.
yeah, I think it is his biggest.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. It was just like I said, it's not super commercial like other albums that we will get to, but it was like a commercial, but he still stayed true to himself. Like it was still street shit, but you know, he threw a little bit of like, you know, the R&B in there. He had, you know, had songs with R. Kelly and all that stuff, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think honestly for me the highlight of that one is like is sonically it's one of my favorite Illmatic favorite albums from him. Like sonically, yeah. I think it really told a story just like from the beats. There's something kind of breezy about the album for me, like just the vibe of it. Like, I mean, as like gritty, you know, New York 90s rap, but it still kind of had like a smoothness to it. And some of the track masters beats, and then Dre was on there, and they all contributed to a vibe that was a little easier to approach than like Illmatic. So I think that's to your point about the commercial side, because he definitely was more like in tune with that. I think like it was like very much like in line with the trend at the time of like mafia, you know, mafioso rap. Are you still there, bro?
Yeah, we still there.
Okay.
I had to fix my light real quick. My light went out.
Yeah, it's a really great album. Like I thought he did a really good job. My critique of it though, the reason why I wouldn't say it's classic, is only because like I feel like he did his thing, but in a way, it was the influence of like his peers was like really clear on this one. I didn't feel like he was like creating so much of a lane for himself as much as like looking around and seeing what like Raekwon was doing and seeing what other dudes are doing and like and bringing all he went with the trend of like the mafia rap and he went real heavy into it. I think this was the album he said Nas Escobar. He became Nas Escobar. He was really taking that on, and that was cool. But like, I'm not always in the mood for that shit. And like other times, I could do something more introspective than that. But he was more like, nah, I'm just gonna get this. I'm gonna work this trend and do it my way, which was still really good. But I think it could have been a little bit better if he was a little bit less concerned with the trends. That's just me. That's my only critique.
No, I feel that. We're definitely gonna be talking about that shit again in a couple of albums.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it's definitely a trend for him.
Right. But coming next is I Am. Not. I used to get I Am and Nostradamus mixed up, and rightfully so, because they were both supposed to be the same album. But I used to get those two mixed up all the fucking time. But I Am is the one that has like before that, favorite song from It Was Written. Or top three, whatever.
Top three. Taken in Blood. I Gave You Power. And probably If I Ruled the World. Yeah. Taken in Blood has like the flyest fucking beat, and the way he rides it is ridiculous. I Give You Power was a really interesting story told from the perspective of a gun. I thought that was really interesting. And then If I Ruled the World, just like that kind of anthem, kind of a Nas anthem. I thought that was really dope. Yeah, those are my top three. What about yours?
I'll throw in Street Dreams.
Oh yeah, Street Dreams. Yeah,
as well. But yeah, those are one of my favorites. And it's telling not on the album, but Street Dreams remix was dope
with R. Kelly.
Yeah. I know it's kind of taboo to talk about him now, but hey, he killed that song. But next, back to I Am. His third album. This is the one that has Nas is Like and Hate Me Now. So how would you rank this one? What you put?
For this one, I think I put I wrote it all down beforehand, but I think I've said good because I put it in good. Again, it's like this is where his beats like really started dropping off for me. Like his beat selection started going down.
Yeah.
And so like the backdrop of his like stories and his rapping, which were like it's not like it got worse or anything. Like it didn't suffer, but the music itself just got more stale. And honestly, I didn't really care for Hate Me Now. Like I feel like I was supposed to like it, but I didn't really like it that much. It just didn't hit that much. I was more like I liked New York State of Mind Part 2. I liked Undying Love. I liked there's a couple ones. If I Could Talk to the President, like the lyrics like really, really good on that one. But again, like the beats, some of those beats were they're just not it. And also I would say in terms of as a critique, like I didn't really get the whole concept of the I Am like shit. Like I thought it was supposed to be like a autobiography or something. But I didn't really feel like he really leaned into that. Like I know the initial version was supposed to have there's a birth track and a death track, like these like specific songs that he was supposed to have, but because it got leaked for whatever reason, it just didn't really feel like you couldn't name that album anything, and I would have just been like, it's just a Nas album. So that's why I said it's good, because he's still being Nas, but he wasn't innovating, he wasn't picking good beats. So that's why I say it's good. What do you think?
No, I agree, but it could have been better. But again, like the leak kind of like fucked everything up.
Yeah,
and that's where a lot of songs from the Lost tapes came from anyway.
Yeah,
without being online, like half the stuff on Lost tapes was supposed to be like on that one big album.
Wow.
Like what's that one song? Papa Was a Player was supposed to be on I Am, I believe. And now
there's a Kanye West beat.
Is it?
That's an early Kanye beat. Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that. That's lit. See, that's probably that was my favorite song from the joint. But yeah, output was good, like you said. Like the beat selections, that's when the beat selection started. To diminish. He was still nice at the end of the day. He's still like educating, doing his whole style, but it just didn't hit like that. It didn't hit like the first two.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
But I do think if it wasn't for the leak, it would probably be between good or great.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
But we'll never know.
Yeah, because last point on that, I was going to say the Lost Tapes, which would have been actually that comes after Stomatic, but I really like the Lost Tapes a lot. So in a way, it's like if those tracks had ended up on I Am, then I would have said, "Oh, I like I Am," but it's just a matter of I guess the leak or whatever.
Facts.
But yeah.
And speaking of that, we got Nostradamus.
So Nostradamus is I think one of the most aimless albums that Nas ever made. Yeah. And I say like it just didn't feel like it had a real purpose at all. It just was just like Nas rapping and like there was no real like theme or anything to me. Like it was just him rapping and going through the motions, and he's a great rapper, so he's gonna have good songs like Project Windows with Ron Isley, which I really liked. And Some of Us Have Angels, which has really, really good lyrics, but the beat is trash. His beats were, again, it's kind of reflective of I Am. The beats were really bad on this one. Even the one he got from Timbaland, I think he had Aaliyah on that shit. But
the other one with Genuine.
I was not feeling that shit at all. But
hey, it gave him a club hit, so
I get that from a business standpoint. I don't hate on that at all, but I just wasn't really feeling it personally. I say aimless is probably how I would describe that. It just kind of had no real like purpose. You know what I mean? It just was some songs by Nas. Yeah. So that's why I said it was I didn't say trash. I said
This was the start of this was flashy Nas. This is when he started doing his old Diddy phase. This was his Diddy phase. With the fashion
He had like the fucking chinchilla or whatever.
Yeah. And the white background, the computer screens and all that shit. I'm like, this is really bad boyish right now.
Oh yeah. Yup.
Take that. Take the beer. This definitely goes in.
Yeah, you agree?
Yeah, definitely agree. And then next we have Stillmatic. Personally, one of my favorite Nas albums.
I'll let you kick it off then. What do you think?
I'll put it as great. I think this was a good comeback for Nas. Because after I Am and after Nostradamus, he didn't drop anything in 2000. I think he did the Braveheart shit in 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know how that shit went. But but yeah, Stillmatic, like One Mic, Rewind, what's the one joint? Second Childhood.
Oh my god, there's a lot of good ones on that.
So many great songs on there. And I'm just scratching the surfaces.
Got yourself a gun.
Ether.
You the Man. I love You the Man. The Flyest with AZ. There's so many joints on there, bro.
Facts.
Oh my god, I forgot how many good songs there were on there.
Like great comeback. Nas was back in his element, in my opinion, at that point. Like he was past the flashy shit. He was back to like his genuine self.
Yeah. I could definitely feel that. It was like he didn't really have to, and maybe that's in a way. Like you could definitely say this, but his beef with Hov revitalizing everything.
That too.
That too. In a way, it's like he didn't before he like had to try to be commercial, but now it's like Hov brought him out into the mainstream light in his beef. So now it's like he didn't even have to like stylistically go commercial. He just be himself because he got the platform. You know what I mean? Like he had the platform because between him and Jay. It was definitely the biggest rap beef of that, probably that like couple years. I mean, I would say of the early 2000s. I think that's the biggest rap beef. Yeah, man. So I think for his beats, definitely an improvement. But I think the most I would say about the album, I feel like that's one of the hungriest Nas albums. It probably is the hungriest Nas album. Like he just sounds like he has a real point to prove. And you don't hear that throughout other parts of other albums throughout his career. But he really had a point to prove, and so it was some of his fiercest verses. And yeah, man, it was really good, man. I put that as great as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was really good.
You shouldn't have went through the Jay-Z ranking. The two of them was due. One was and the other was Illmatic.
You lame.
I love Takeover. But Super Ugly was disrespectful, and I love it. I love
that shit. Yeah, he did. Huh?
First of all, he was a Dr. Dre beat. I love that beat.
I just thought it was hilarious. His mom made him apologize. That was the funniest shit to me.
That's how you know you went too far.
She had to like intervene, like fucking kids. Like,
my bad.
Yeah, though.
Next up, Godson.
I put Godson. Oh, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I was going to say that. I feel like that's an underrated album.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And I think, yeah, because I think for me, I said it was great. I personally felt like it was really, really good. I said that a lot of the album is about his mom passing away. And I think again, I like Nas. Like Nas is a great rapper, but when he has something to focus on, he's way better. So like Stillmatic, he was like focused on destroying Hove and putting himself up there in the New York, best and greatest in New York at the time. And this one, it was like it had a real focus on family and loss but other things as well. And I thought it was just really, really good. Like the rapping was really good. The beats were good. They weren't not the greatest beats he's rapped on in his career, but they're pretty good. But he definitely did his thing. There's a number of songs on there in Book of Rhymes. I don't know why I keep listening to that one. I always do. Book of Rhymes. One More Dance with You, Mama. I forget the name of that one, but that one was pretty emotional.
I know.
Thugs Man. I like the Thugs Mansion joint. The acoustic version, whatever. Thugs Mansion.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Trying to remember. Oh, and Last Real and Alive. That was a good one too. He kind of gave a little bit of backdrop on the beef with Hove the year before.
Of course, you can't forget Made You Look.
Oh, Made You Look is the best song off the album for me.
And Get Down.
Made You Look was my favorite one. Get Down was a fantastic, one of his best intro songs, I think, of his any of his albums, in my personal opinion. Yeah, man. It was really good. What did you think of it?
I loved it. I'm between good and great. For me. I'll put it as great.
You could drag it right between them, can't you?
Yeah, I can.
I like that.
It's great. It is. All right. After this album, Street Disciples.
Street Disciple, man.
Nah.
We got to rate it twice, man. It was 2 discs.
I'm weak.
Copy and paste it. Put both of them in classic. Come on, man.
2 discs for only 3 singles. Like, come on, yo.
I think the best double disc albums of all time. All Eyes on Me. Street's Disciple. Right behind it.
Don't forget Lil Flip.
Lil Flip is number 1. Yeah, come on, man. Lil Flip is number 1, man. Lil Flip is absolutely number 1. What the fuck was his album? What was his name? The name of his album? It was like
You Gotta Feel Me.
You Gotta Feel Me, right? Yeah.
Like I wasn't feeling that one, bro.
That shit was funny, man. Yeah, but I'll let you take the lead on this one because you feel strongly about this one.
Like the only songs that stick out is fucking for me is Just a Moment. That was like the only song I really like rock with. I didn't care much for Bridging the Gap. I mean, I understand that like, he was doing a song with his dad, so like that was dope from that aspect. But from song wise, I didn't care for it personally. And I like Virgo with him, Ludacris, and what's his name, Dougie Fresh.
Yeah,
but that was probably like the only two songs that stuck out. And Thief's Theme.
I like Thief's Theme. I like Live Now. I liked Reason. I liked all the ones you just described. Virgo. Just a Moment was probably the best beat on there for me. So again, it's like, but then there's like 15 other tracks. There's like there's so many other ones that like just missed the what's the unauthorized biography of Rakim, which is just like I don't know what that was about. Rakim hated that shit apparently. Yeah, I think if you had like taken, because we both listed like a total of like 7 songs. If you had taken the best of that album, like okay, like what Hove did with Blueprint 2.1, where he took like the double disc and then distilled it down to like 13 tracks, it would have been a way better album. But there were just way too many fucking songs on there. There are way too many songs. The ones with his wife and stuff, I was just kind of like whatever. That whole thing, like I wasn't really feeling those that much. Yeah, so I put it as I think.
Yeah, that's the same. And you could look, you say that he might have did that just to because Jay-Z did the double shit. He might have did it because of that. But
yeah, I think we talked about this before, but I always felt like it's almost always, except for like Outkast, but other than that, it's almost always a commercial thing, just to sell more albums.
Facts. I said, did it even go platinum? Let us see.
Yeah, well, it only has to go gold to go platinum, right? Because it wants to sell. Platinum. Yeah.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for it being a double disc, it would have just been gold.
And I have a funny memory of that album because I remember one day I was walking down the street and that album was just on the ground, just smashed up, like on the ground. I was like, what happened here? I was like, oh shit, like somebody really didn't like that shit and like kicked it or something. Like it was just in the street. I remember that. It was fucking hilarious.
That's
like,
funny.
damn, somebody really wasn't feeling that shit.
Damn, that's funny shit.
That was really funny. I was not expecting that.
Smart note, Nas. All right, next we got Hip Hop is Dead.
Hip Hop is Dead. I had a rating in mind, but now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think I said it was good, but I could honestly go probably on good to eh.
Yeah, it's kind of
I feel like, see, for me, what's interesting about this album is that it's actually one of the first Nas albums that I was actually like listening to hip hop actively, like at the time, to actually be like anticipating it and actually be there to buy it when it got released. Because a lot of the other ones, I mean, I wasn't listening to rap in '94. I was 2 years old. You know what I mean? I wasn't listening to almost any of those albums actually, except for maybe Street's Disciple. But I still but I think this was the first Nas album. I was like, oh yeah, let me get this new Nas album. And so I have some like kind of nicer memories of it. But when I think about it, there's a lot of songs. There's a couple songs that are the worst songs he's ever done. The one where he's doing this weird, goofy ass like voice of like, I don't know, it's like some kind of like mafia voice or something. He's talking like he has his like a finger on his nose or something. He's like, it's kind of like it's some weird voice he does. He does a whole song with this voice. It's terrible. The number of the songs that are just kind of like, they're all right.
It was kind of a forgettable album personally.
I just love Black Republican. That one kind of made my day because I mean, I fucking love the Godfather so much growing up, and when they took the Godfather sample of Godfather Part 2, when Robert De Niro is going to assassinate forget the name of the guy, but he's like the first mob boss he ever takes out. And it's this awesome, like it's a big parade. It's a big like I think it's some special day on the Catholic calendar. I don't know what day it was, but they're having a big street festival. from that scene they sampled that sample, and it was so fucking dope. It was so New York. It reminded me of the movie, and then of course having Hove and Nas, and even just the theme of Black Republican, just like the chorus. I forget exactly how it went, but it was really good. That one was really good, and he had a couple other good beats on there, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of between good and honestly. Yeah. Maybe I'm more on than actually.
I'm on the inside.
I like the Hustlers with the Game. Hustlers with the Game and produced by Dre. I like that one.
Yeah.
That was a good one, but yeah, I'm more. I could go with you on that, man. Honestly,
Yeah, I put a.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Tell us the name of this next album.
Oh, about to go viral. Untitled is the name of this album, AJ. I don't know what you're talking about. I bought this shit at Target. It was Untitled. Untitled. Yeah. This one, what did I say about this one? Oh, you know what? I actually like this one. I said it was good. I liked it. Yeah. I liked it. I thought the concept was interesting-ish. Mm-hmm. But I feel like actually more than anything, he has some good ass beats on this one for me. He has some like Hero is probably one of the best beats he's ever rapped.
Oh yeah, Hero was dope.
Hero was amazing. He had a number of ones. Testify. He had a bunch of really, really good beats on this album. That honestly, that shit made it for me. A lot of it. I feel like, and he had the one produced by Toomp. I think it might have been the like main song. One. That was really good. Like
Track 9.
You said what?
Track 9.
Track 9. Oh yeah.
So funny fact, real quick. So like it was my freshman year in college, marching band, and we got like different directors that like write music and all that. So he actually wrote out the song, but we had to call it Track 9 because you're not about to say the N-word in the motherfucking football game.
Yeah.
And that's been a running joke ever since. Like, fuck you, Track 9.
That's funny, man. That actually is pretty funny. Yeah. I'm actually looking at the track list right now because I'm like, yeah.
And I like the thing, like, you got Black President, Fried Chicken, America, Hero Breed. You're like, you can't stop us now. Like, and he had the Last Poets on there too, so you know it's gonna be some deep shit. We got the Last Poets on there.
Yeah. Oh, the Project Roach actually I thought was one of the more interesting ones for me. That was Also, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. I actually really liked "Make the World Go Round" when I first started. I was like, "Oh, this is like a good version of Nas like commercial." I was with the Game and Chris Brown. I was like, "This is actually smooth." I actually liked it, and I like that one too. I like the Merrick. Yeah, Cool and Dre. Yeah, see, he can do good beats when he wants to. Yeah, he has some good beats. America was good. Sly Fox, I don't really like the beat very much, but I like what he took a shot at Fox News or whatever. But again, see, a reason why I definitely would put this in good is for me is, again, he's trying to do something like thematically. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to do something, and that's like a little more creative than a lot of rap can be sometimes, where it's just like, just like it's just the same old shit. But at least he tried to do something that was like, actually had a theme to it.
Facts.
He didn't stick with it. I mean, he had a number of songs on there that didn't really connect with it, but I still thought it was good. Where did you put it for you?
I put it at good. I was the same.
Yeah,
definitely good. Yeah. So next up, let's move this along. Go to was Life Is Good. I actually just listened to this recently. Went back and listened to it recently, like last week. I'll put it as good as well. This is like him, like after his divorce and all that good and all that stuff. And at this point, you could tell he was in a better place, in a happier place, type shit. And you could tell that throughout, the album. And now, of course, at this point, he's a family man, so he's talking about he got the song "Daughters." He got the song "Bye Baby," again talking about his divorce and all that. Cherry Wine with Amy Winehouse. Right. With Accident Murderers. What else? What's our cranking on? Oh, you wouldn't understand back when. Yeah, he has some dope ass tracks on here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, man. This one's solidly great for me. I felt like this to me is the most cohesively produced, the best, most cohesively produced Nas album since Illmatic, in my opinion. I felt like since Illmatic, production wise, I felt like a lot of it was just so. And when I say best, what I mean is cohesiveness. Like No ID was the executive producer, and it really felt like Nas have been missing executive producers for a long time. Executive producers, people don't think much about them until you find out, oh, Dr. Dre executive produced it, and it's classic. And you're like, oh yeah, right, Dr. Dre did that, yeah. But executive producers are really important. Some albums can sound great, and they have if you're talking from a beat making perspective, artists will just go get beats from wherever and slap them all together. Some artists think like that. But when you have a creative director who's going to be like, okay, this is the sort of vibe we're going for, and every beat is really composed for that artist, you get a whole more cohesive vibe, way more Nas-centric sort of vibe. And that's why I feel like for me, he has a lot of other great beats on his albums. I still would say Hero is a better beat than any of the beats on this album. But they all flowed so well together. And they just sounded so much like Nas. No ID just really understood Nas. And Nas sounded comfortable. A lot of times in his career, Nas will sound really uncomfortable on certain songs, and other songs will be in his pocket. But this album, I feel like it wasn't a single song where I felt like he was out of his element. And that includes Summer on Smash with Miguel and Swizz Beatz.
Yeah, I feel like the song, I was like,
you didn't like that one. See, I actually liked it. I mean, on paper, I would have been like, okay, it's definitely gonna miss, because Nas doesn't make good songs like that. He doesn't make songs like that. But I actually liked it.
It was catchy. I give you the catchy part, but
I liked it. I liked it overall. So yeah, I definitely put that as great for me. Yeah. So you can put it in the middle like we did God's Son.
No, I'll put it as great. I put it up there with that.
Stay. I love that one. The Dawn. That's a good one. Back when you wouldn't understand. I love that beat.
I think Bye Baby is probably my favorite.
Bye Baby. That's a good one too. Absolutely.
All right. Next up, we got Nasir.
Yeah, man. Honestly, you want to start with that one?
I actually enjoyed Nasir personally. I won't say it's great, but I did fairly enjoy it. It's kind of similar to Illmatic, where again it's only 7 songs, but he's cutting out all the bullshit, just straight, to the main songs type shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think for me, man, honestly, I don't even think I wonder how many times I actually listened to this album, because it might have been I listened to the album all the way through once or twice. I don't know what it was. Maybe where I was at in my producing career or whatever, but I wasn't that attracted to it. I just felt like it was just way too short. It was just way too short for me. It's just it came and went, and I felt like it just was way. And that's my biggest critique. It was just way too short. And I don't know if I was really feeling the Nas Kanye energy. Honestly, I feel like I wasn't really feeling it, man. Honestly, I probably put it as like a for me. I wasn't
Yeah,
really feeling it.
I get it. I'll put it in the middle. Put it right about here. All right. Next, we get into the trilogy. You got King Disease, the first one.
Yeah, King. Where would I put that one? I think. Yeah, this one I would say I put good for King's
Mm,
Disease. I thought it was
yeah,
good, but like at the same time though, the replay value wasn't really there for me. Like I listened to it once or twice, and I was like, okay, this is good,
yeah.
but it was just like I kind of felt like I was lacking. It was lacking something. Like it had the good nostalgia vibes, but I was kind of waiting for Nas to like I don't know, like say a little more or something. Like he's like a grown ass man at this point. I was like kind of like
Mm-hmm.
waiting for something a little bit more, but it just was kind of like it just kind of felt like, oh, you remember those days back in the day, New York, like Car 85 is like to me the best song, but like
Mm.
how nostalgic it was and how much he loved telling the story. But overall, like I wasn't really feeling it that much. So I think it might be between good and for me, honestly,
Mm. I
because I
put
just
it
didn't
good.
go back and play it.
I feel you. I did love on Full Circle when he bought back the firm.
I like the idea.
I
Yeah,
like
I did
that.
like that. That actually was a
I
good
like that
one. That was
song.
actually one of the better songs on the album, actually.
Yeah, that's probably definitely my favorite song. That and like you said, Cardi 5. And I like Ultra Black was alright too. 'Cause
Yeah,
that was like the main single. But I'll put it as good.
yeah, I
You said
agree. I
between
go.
good and
Yeah, but I'll go with good on it. That on the I would say still say good though, because that first time I heard it, I was actually like really. I think you actually might have been over, but I really liked it at the first time I
yeah.
heard it. But I just never went back. So
Yeah, I feel that. The next you got King Disease 2.
yeah, I'm gonna let you take this one because I think I heard it like once all the way through. I really
Yeah.
didn't. This is probably the least. This and Magic I listened to the absolute least out of all of his discography. So I feel like you did you how many times did you listen to it? You
I
probably
say
listened to it more than I
like
did.
a solid 2 times. Like a solid
Mm.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah, what did you
Cause
think?
I listened to it twice and I listened to it once with my cousin.
Mm.
Because he's a Nas fan. Well, was he a Nas fan? He respects Nas. He's not Nas is in his top 5, I don't think. Um it's solid. I prefer the first one better.
Mm.
But you still had good like on this one, he like brought back Low on the Hill. They did collaboration with Low on the Hill. The joint he did with
Oh,
EPMD and
APMD, yeah, I
Eminem.
remember that
Yeah,
shit, yeah.
yeah. That joint, Death Row East was straight. Um, yeah, well, those are really the main ones for me. Like I said, it's good, but I didn't really replay it like that compared to like his other albums.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was still good. I'll still put it in as good. What was you? What I
Yeah,
give
I
it?
mean, yeah,
Per what you remember?
I'll go with what you say because I'm really like I almost would leave it unrated because I feel like I didn't even listen
Ah,
enough to really even like um
gotcha.
say. And that goes the same for Magic because I think I heard 2 songs and that was it. I wasn't even really I didn't even listen to it like that.
I mean, this was like a short album though. It was only like 9 songs,
Yeah.
so it was straight. I think from like a lyrical standpoint, it was dope. For just like from like an all around album, it was kind of like it was okay. I'll put it between. Well, a lot of people call it like a classic, but I'm just like, but it's too early to call it a classic.
Really? Well, okay.
Yeah, I'll put it as good. Like I don't like calling albums that came out. If it hasn't been out for at least 5 years, I can't call it a classic
Yeah.
because people just throw that word around a lot. But I'll put it as good, bro. I'll put it as good for the time being.
All right, we can leave it there.
Yeah. And then last but not least, you got King Disease 3.
Yeah, King's Disease 3. So this one I did listen to a number of times. Um, I think I said I said good. I said it was good. Uh, maybe good between good and great because it actually had a ton of replay value for me.
Yes.
And Nas albums haven't had a lot of Nas albums aren't the best for replay value in my opinion, but that one again like kind of hitting on the same shit with Life is Good. Like he had a dedicated producer that was like really working with him and like crafting a sound around him, and it really worked. And honestly, really worked. So yeah, maybe I'd even put, I'm feeling generous. I'll put it as I could put it as great because honestly, it was really good. I mean, I'm saying good, so maybe it's just good. Maybe it's just I'm getting excited. It's just good. It's good. It's good. It's good. That's what I would say.
It's great for me. I ain't gonna. I say it's great. Like, I definitely play, especially what's the song Get Light. I fuck with that song heavy as hell. Like that's probably
There's a
that's definitely
lot
my
of
favorite
songs
song.
on there. It's really
Like
I'm
that
fine with great. I'm actually fine with great. Hood to Hood. I love that. I love that one too.
And I feel like at this point, like Nas and like Hit Boy found their niche.
Yes.
And again, this is still, this just came out last year, so it's still early. But we'll see how it goes like 5 years from now, 4 years from now.
This shit came out in 2023.
No, it came out last
year. It's April 28th, 2023. I'm actually surprised by that. I thought it came out last year.
King Disease? No, that shit came out last year.
Yeah, they're bullshitting. Anyway, and I definitely came out last summer because I remember I had my new car. I was driving and listening to it. Yeah. No, actually, bro. Honestly, I would say great. Yeah,
it's
for me, because that really surprised me. I was not expecting that shit. And that it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
So look at Nas. So Nas, I'm looking at this right now. I'm like, looks like a staircase from Illmatic, but right. You see, go down. But no, I feel like he's average. His average is somewhere around good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's good.
Like about good, like up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We got 47. You still want to do Jay-Z joint?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Next, we got Jay-Z and his 13 solo albums. Starting off first, we got Reasonable Doubt. How would you rate that one?
Reasonable Doubt is classic for me.
And I agree. May not have been good commercially, but hip-hop wise, definitely a classic. What would you say is your favorite song?
Oh man, Can I Live, Feeling It, and Dead Presidents 2. Probably my top 3, but honestly, there's so many good songs on that album, bro.
Right.
Those are probably the top 3 for me.
Definitely with Can't Knock the Hustle, Brooklyn's Finest.
Yeah.
Bring It On.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Regrets, the Evils. I mean, this.
Yeah.
Even Can I Live Part 2 was good too.
Oh yeah. Can I Live? I forgot about that one. Definitely that one.
Politics as Usual. I mean, I can list the whole album pretty much.
Yeah. Right. That's how great that show was.
So good, bro. It's so good.
Next, you got In My Lifetime, Volume 1.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, go ahead.
Me personally, I love this album.
Yeah, I said this one was great.
Yeah. Even though Jay-Z himself said he didn't care for the album. I enjoyed the album.
Yeah, I thought it was really good, honestly.
Because you got first of all, the intro. Well, almost all of Jay-Z's albums have like the best intros. even if the album is trash, like the intro is going to be dope as hell. So yeah.
Right.
So the intro is dope. Who You With? What's the shit you do with Blackstreet? The City Is Mine.
Oh, you know what though? Actually, I think I said good in my notes. I didn't say great. I thought it was good. I think you know what? Yeah, because well, I don't know. I'm kind of good. For the longest time, I said great, but some of the more like kind of like poppy, sort of like Diddy inspired joints, I wasn't really feeling quite as much. Oh, maybe I'm lying because I fucking like these songs, man. Right. Yeah, I'm looking at the track list. I'm really
Players.
I mean, Imaginary Players is like my favorite beat off the whole album.
Yeah,
that's my favorite one. But I think I Know What Girls Like. I didn't care for that. But other than that, actually, it's probably like the only song I didn't really care for. Lucky Me. See, yeah, no, there's some Thunder 498. Streets is Watch. No, this is a fantastic album. This is definitely great.
Where I'm From, like, yeah.
Where I'm From is like one of probably like the hardest. That's like one of the hardest Jay-Z songs in my opinion. Just that beat, just the way he was rapping, it was just that shit was hard. You Must Love Me is a fantastic song too.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a great album.
The one with Too Short, I like that as well. I like the East Coast West Coast unity. I like that. Oh, it's so good. I'm definitely gonna listen to this shit.
So oh, yeah, I love the album.
Yeah, it
might be one of my favorites. One of my favorite Jay-Z albums personally. I know he caught a lot of flack because, like, you could tell that he was influenced by Biggie and Bad Boy and all that. So I think that's why he caught a lot of flack, but it's still a great album. But next up, you got Volume 2, Hard Knock Life.
Yeah.
The album that put him on the map, basically.
Right. I mean, especially the single. I'm looking at the track list. Like, see, this album for me, I didn't really like it all that much. I'm gonna be honest. I thought the had great singles, but like I don't know. To me, as an album, it felt jumbled together for me. But it had great singles. You know, Can I Get a with Ja Rule? I like that shit. Of course, Hard Knock Life.
Cash Hoes.
Yeah, like it had a good one. It's All Right was good too, but I don't know. I felt kind of like jumbled together for me. So I think I put it as like good. Yeah, I said it was good. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's between good and great for me. Yeah, I'm putting it in the middle, probably. Yeah. Put it right there. Next is Volume 3, The Life and Times of Sean Carter.
I said
yeah, exactly. Like the only songs I really remember is Big Pimpin'. Honestly, I'm not gonna hold you.
And I have a love-hate relationship with Big Pimpin' because I like the song, but the beat irritates me at the same time. Something about that beat though, it irritates me, bro.
Damn.
But I like the song and I like the UGK. I like the chorus, the video, everything was cool. But sometimes that beat kind of gets under my skin. Sometimes, yeah, they definitely.
What is it about the beat?
It's the flute. The flute, it's just like it's so aggressive, bro. It's just like this is too much for me, bro. And that's Timbaland. He was doing a lot of like Eastern Asian kind of influence in his beats at the time. He was doing a lot of that. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of irritated me.
Damn. Well, I'll put this. Yeah, I put this in.
I like my favorite track was So Ghetto off that one.
Oh, that was on that album.
I like that one. Premiere. I have a soft spot for Premiere. Yeah.
All right, next you got The Dynasty, Rock Familiar.
Yeah.
Like even though this is a solo album, it felt more of like a compilation album or like
a
type shit.
It has a couple great songs on it, but overall, I said because I mean, yeah.
Like the main
I'm
song
looking
is
at
"Give It to Me."
Give It to Me. I like that. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
single. But I think my favorite, the intro is one of my favorite Jay-Z intros.
yeah, yeah. I was like,
The beat is insane.
he can never go wrong with an intro. Never
Yeah,
go wrong.
yeah. Nah, he definitely is.
If he can't
But
do
for
nothing
me,
else, he can do an intro.
yeah. No, he always has a good intro. That's a good point, actually. He has a lot of good intro tracks. Yeah. I think for me, one of the songs that "Where Have You Been" at the end of the album,
I was thinking about that
where
one too. That and 1-900 Hustler. Them shit was funny.
yeah, that's a good one too. I think it was that one and This Can't Be Life were my like the ones that were like at least stuck out to me. I really like This Can't Be Life. Anytime Scarface, I mean, I just love Scarface guest features, but Scarface, Beanie, and Hove on the same track, and I felt like they all
With Kanye on
were
the beat.
Kanye on the beat. Yep, that was one. That's probably the highlight for the album. That and the intro, but then I also will put Where Have You Been on there because that level, the Where Have You Been song, it kind of sounded like people were crying in the studio. You don't really hear that kind of shit. You know what I mean? You don't hear that kind of vulnerability till 444. And like that was definitely like surprise to me personally. I was like, it was really powerful song. So yeah, but I still feel like it was still because I just but like it wasn't like a Jay-Z album. It was a Jay-Z album, but it was like,
I said "and," but the more we talked about the tracks, I'm like, I'm kind of in between "and" good with this one.
I can see that actually too.
The more we talk about it. And "Give It to Me" is probably one of my favorite Jay-Z songs. So I'm a little biased. I'm probably gonna be a little biased.
That's one of his most fun songs.
It is
definitely one of his most fun songs.
Just give it that funk, that sweet, that nasty, that gushy stuff.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
I think this next one, Blueprint. We're just going.
Classic, man.
Yeah. Make sure we're on the same page. Easy. That's definitely gonna go up there. Because you got so many. Let me go through the track list. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what song came off fucking playlist randomly one day? All I Need. That randomly came off.
Oh, I fucking love that one. That's one of my favorites. I'm not even gonna lie.
That came randomly on my playlist. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that joint. Because you got Takeover, Izzo, Girls, Jigga that nigga. You Don't Know, Never Change, Song Choir, All I Need, Renegade, like, bruh.
The whole shit.
Basically the whole album, yeah.
That shit was absolutely crazy.
This was basically his Thriller. His version of Thriller.
That's a good. I like that. Yeah, Jay-Z's Thriller. Yeah, that's a good comparison, man. Yeah. Nah, I totally agree. 100%, man. You run down that track list, every song on there is like a classic song.
Right.
So,
like, you don't know still plays in the clubs.
Absolutely, man.
Still playing in the clubs. So classic. Definitely classic.
And that You Don't Know is probably my favorite Jay-Z song. It's just the most triumphant Jay-Z song you've ever heard in your life. Just him counting how many millions he's got: 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4. It's just the way he goes. That is just him, like,
right
in beast mode. That's him, like
he's like, he made it. It's like, I made it now. I've made it. I'm him.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm the king. Exactly. I'm the fucking king. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he got crowned on that one.
He's like, this only nigga up with me is Nas, and I just dissed that nigga. So
yeah,
I am him.
Yeah, man. Not really though. So yeah, that definitely is classic, no doubt.
Definitely.
And how did he sold the 400,000 copies in 1 week, and it dropped on September 11th.
Yeah.
So okay, that's pretty crazy. Just a fun fact.
It was supposed to drop a week before that, actually. But he said fucking just dropped it. But yeah, that shit came out September 11th. That's crazy. Next is Blueprint 2, Gift and Curse. I would put that as, it's between good and
Yeah, so I got a funny one on this one. So I think so. I mean, in 2002, I wasn't listening to rap. I wasn't. I wasn't. I was listening to rap. Actually, is a lie. But that was like my first year I started listening to rap. But I think I missed it like when it came out. So what I actually ended up buying was Blueprint 2.1, which was like the compilation of the
Yeah.
songs. And I liked Blueprint 2.1. I thought Blueprint 2.1 was good.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went back to listen to the full shit, it just kind of felt it's not as bad as Streets Disciple, but it just kind of felt like just like just
It's
not
another one.
necessary. Like
It's another double album that didn't need to happen.
yeah, yeah, man. Honestly, yeah. It felt like a commercial thing, and when you do the double album, it's just like it's hard to have it be cohesive. So songs are all over the place, and there's good songs. But again, I would if anyone asked me like, okay, what should I listen to, Blueprint 2 or 2.1? I would definitely say 2.1.
2.1 for sure,
easily, because that one has a number of good songs on it. Yeah, it's got a number of good songs on it. I actually really like the "You Don't Know" remix with MOP.
Well, MOP, yeah.
Like that one. That one was like, and Just Blaze said that that's what he really wanted the original to be. He was like, it wasn't enough beat, the first one, which I disagree. I thought the first one was great too, but that one was fire. And Meet the Parents, or Somehow, Some Way, is my favorite ones. Probably my favorite off the whole album. And again, Jay-Z and Beanie and Scarface reunite. Yeah. The Watcher too, yeah.
So I would put it in between. I'm still. What do you put? And good.
I mean, the actual the Blueprint 2 as a whole.
Yeah, just as a whole.
Honestly, I'd probably put it as if I had to choose. If I had to choose one.
Yeah. It's crazy because like I'm like if you go on Wikipedia and try to look up Blueprint 2.1, it's gonna take you back to fucking the original Blueprint 2.
Oh really? Yeah, they didn't even have a page for it.
They don't have a page for it.
That's funny.
Yeah. You know, I did love "Excuse Me, Miss." That was a dope song.
Oh, I like that one too. Yeah, that's true.
Like, damn. That's how you knew. That's when you knew Jay-Z and Neptunes were just.
Yeah, because they had Frontin' the year before, or that same year actually. They had Frontin'.
It's the same year.
Yeah. Excuse Me, Miss. Yeah. Excuse Me, Miss is it's actually one of my favorite beats. Honestly,
it was smooth as hell.
It honestly, if I could describe the beat, it sounds like champagne in a glass to me. That's what it sounds like. It's just like smooth and smooth.
As Jay-Z would say, crystal.
Exactly.
Crystal.
Exactly. Yeah, that's smooth, man.
Like, you can't even drink crystal out of this one. You gotta drink crystal. But next up is the Black Album. His final album.
Yeah, his final album.
His retirement album.
I said this was great.
Yeah, I would think the exact same thing. Great. Because I remember I had his album. I had the album that year, bootleg, but I had the album. He has some good songs. What more can I say? Encore, Change Clothes, Dirt Off Your Shoulders, 99 Problems, Public Service Announcement, Lucifer, Allure.
Yeah.
And of course, the intro. Dope as hell.
PSA.
Yeah, PSA, yeah.
Bro, I don't know, man. I might actually be I'm almost giving it a classic.
It's up there.
I almost want to give it a classic. It probably would, bro. If he didn't release an album after that, I would have said this is a classic album. I probably would have, because it would have been like, oh, it's Jay-Z, the end of Jay-Z's story. Like, yeah, it's classic. But like, just for the occasion. But because he came back, I feel like I'm kind of like, maybe.
Yeah, I figured that.
Mr. Great.
Yeah, it's put as great. And I remember there's a video of like when he got the beat for Dirt Off Your Shoulders, and Timbaland's like in the studio playing them beats and shit. And Jay's like, "What you got for me, man? Like, we go through this every time, man. Just pick a beat." And he was going. I remember he had potions up there. That ended up on Ludacris's album.
Oh yeah.
He played that beat. But as soon as Dirty Shoulders came off, Jay-Z was just like, "Oh yeah, you got played it." Yeah, he took that shit immediately.
Yeah. Oh my god. I always remember when that came out. Oh, it's fucking great.
And he had all the producers on that joint too.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah, he brought them all back. Yeah.
Knife Wonder, Timberland, Neptunes, Rick. What's it? Rick Rubin.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one too. None problems there. Rick Rubin, Just Blaze,
DJ Quick.
DJ Quick on there. Yeah. Yeah, Eminem was on that bitch too. Yeah.
Yeah, Moment of Clarity. Yeah, we do that.
Moment of Clarity. That's a hard ass track too. That was a really hard track.
He had all the top producers up there.
Yep, so, that's my boy.
And that's the way to go out to bang. That's the way to go out.
So but then he did it.
Right.
Then he
3 years later, his comeback album, his supposed to be comeback album, Kingdom Come. First off, shout out to Urkel.
Shout out to Urkel. Mix the intro. Yeah.
Probably one of the best songs on the album.
I like the intro as well. Yeah. Oh man, I think my memories of it, I have good memories of it because I think this was like one of the first Jay-Z albums that I got like right when it came out. So I remember to getting a ride from my mom. I was with my boy Jackson at the time, and I remember getting the album, and I was just really excited. So the experience was cool, but the album itself, it's not a good album. It's not even an album. I think it might be or trash, honestly, for me.
Ooh, I think it's the first trash one so far.
I feel like it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like trash is pretty strong though. Trash is like pretty strong. I don't know if I can give it trash. I think when I made this list earlier, I said Kingdom Come was That's what I said. Yeah, I didn't say it was trash. I mean, I thought it had a couple.
It's close. But it's close. But I think Show Me What You Got probably would have saved it.
I like Show Me What You Got. I like man, even the one with Pharrell wasn't good.
Which one?
He said which one? You forgot about it. Anything with Usher and Pharrell.
Oh, anything that one.
Oh, this was a bad album though. Yeah, this wasn't good. I liked Kingdom Come with Just Blaze.
I'm gonna put it at the borderline.
Yeah, I think that was really close.
We're gonna put it right there.
Because even
for me, it's just like those two songs kind of saved it from the trash section. It was just such an amazing beat, amazing sample.
Yeah. Yeah, the first time I ever heard that sample was it's Public Enemy. Public Enemy sampled that.
Yeah, and who did that? Who else did? Rex and Effect.
Yeah. Oh, I liked Lost One too. I know you just said you didn't like that one, but I liked Lost One.
It was okay.
I felt like Minority Report was disappointing because it just was kind of like a FEMA disc, but it was like felt kind of late and it just wasn't really hitting.
Yeah,
I wasn't really like okay. But I think one of the worst songs though was Hollywood with Beyonce. That one was terrible. I don't know what the fuck that was. That was terrible. Even the diss song "Dig a Hole," where he's dissing Cameron, I think, and that was a pretty bad album, man. That's pretty close to trash, honestly.
We'll move it down just a little bit. Put it like right there. Put it right there. All right. Next up, American Gangster. The unofficial soundtrack to the American Gangster movie. This is personally my favorite Jay-Z album. Personally, my favorite.
Yeah, bro. We're gonna go all the way back up. I feel like this one. I really want to say classic.
I do too.
And I honestly feel like, what you say?
I was like, I do want to say classic, but I'm probably gonna put it at the border.
I put great in my list. Because I don't think culturally it had the level of impact that I think a classic album for it to be classic and album needs to have. Because
I feel like no, go ahead, my bad, man. I'll let you finish.
No, I was just gonna say like for classic, it's like you have to like influence trends for years to come. Like that's kind of how I view it, and it's not one of those albums.
Yeah, I feel like had this been his comeback album instead of Kingdom Come, it might be a classic. If this was his comeback album, it might have been a classic for me. But I'll put it as great. I'll put it as great. Because the guy fucking I Know, another one of my favorite Jay-Z songs. Rock Boys, Party Life, Ignorant Shit, Sweet, Hello Brooklyn 2.0 with Lil Wayne, Blue Magic.
American Gangster, the title track at the end, the way that, oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would say that the American Gangster is, to me, the most unique sounding Jay-Z album, in my opinion. I think it has the most distinctive sound out of any of them. Just something about it, like a lot of live instruments and samples.
There was a theme with it too. It was a theme.
The theme was really like you could tell he watched the movie and was genuinely like moved by it. Like it took him back. It was like, oh shit, he's having flashbacks. Like that was. He felt so inspired on that album. Like, he was really inspired. Yeah, man, that was a fantastic album, bro.
It really is. That's why it's my favorite, man. It's definitely my favorite. Next up, you got Blueprint 3.
Man, I think what I say for this one. Let me see.
I'll put it as good.
I could agree with that. Yeah, I put it as good. I thought it was good. A part of me was like, "Yo, this is not going to be good. This can't be good." But no, it actually was good.
Because the thank you track, Death of Autotunes, Run This Town, Empire State of Mind, which is still like basically New York's anthem now. On to the next one. For me, it was like it started up like the first half of the album started off really good. Then the second half kind of like was like anime. So that's why I put it as good. Because he got mad features, like he got Drake on here, he got J. Cole, Kid Cudi. You know what I'm saying? So he got like a lot of upcoming artists or people who were coming up at that time.
Yeah.
So he's giving them that rub type shit. But it just kind of, for me, it fell off the second half. Who about you?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think the beginning half is better. But I think what just surprised me about it was like, I felt like overall it was still pretty consistent for me. And then like, I did also like the fact he had all the features too. He worked really well with the features.
Yeah.
And the sound was like, it gave him a real updated sound. Like it was very updated. It was clean. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Yeah, it was good. I gave it to him. Definitely was good.
Yeah. Put it as good.
I mean, Empire State of Mind is probably like his most pop song he ever made, and it's like the biggest pop song he's ever done.
Definitely.
That's like definitely that one. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of pop music, so like a part of me was like, kind of wanted to hate it, but I'm like, it's a good song though. Like it's just a good song. I can't even hate on it. It's a good song.
If it sounds good, it sounds good.
Yeah, don't overthink it. Right. Yeah, I feel that.
No, like we said with the Nas Joint, we're not doing, collaboration albums or like compilation albums. So you're not gonna see King of Thrones on here. You're not gonna see any R. Kelly stuff. You're not gonna see with the shit you did with Linkin Park.
Right.
Yes. So next up, we got Magna Carta, Holy Grail.
Man, I feel like I almost would put this as an unrated because I think I listened to like the singles. I don't even know if I really listened to the whole album, bro, to be honest with
you. I feel you.
I can barely remember this shit. Like Tom Ford.
I think I listened to it earlier. Was it earlier this year? Or like it was recently.
Fuck with me, I got it. That one.
Yeah. I know a lot of people didn't care for the album because they feel like what was the issue? They said this was like he was having an identity crisis with this album. I guess just because of the subject matter. I guess I don't know. I feel like because like a lot of beats he was picking, he was trying to be because it just came out what 2013.
Yeah,
2013. So he's trying to have like those 2 Chainz type of beats, Rick Ross type of beats, and all that stuff, but it just didn't really fit him. Type shit.
Yeah.
Like the beats were popping, it was just like this is Jay-Z. This is not your normally pick of beats.
Yeah.
For like Holy Grail, Tom Ford, Fuck Me, You Know I Got It. On the Run Part 2 with Beyonce. I actually did love that album. I actually did like that song. Where would I put this? I put it as N.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. Because the only song I'll probably will go back and replay is Part 2 with Beyonce. Personally. So yeah, I put it as N. And then finally, we got 444.
Yeah, I put this one as good for me. I felt like everybody wants me to say it's great. I feel like everybody's like, oh, it was great. But I don't know, I just like maybe just when I listened to it, I thought it was interesting what they did with the production. I thought obviously the main thing was him being super personal in his rhymes, and honestly, it made me kind of some of the shit made me uncomfortable. Like this is Jay-Z. Like that was the point. But I guess for me, when I think of Hov, I think of like that bulletproof, confident dude. Like I don't. This really isn't the mood I'm going for. So that's why I said it's still good because I admire what he was doing, and of course, like being vulnerable, talking about Beyonce, cheating on Beyonce, blah blah blah, whatever. That's really dope. But in terms of like album, I'm not gonna be bumping that one. Like I'm not gonna be playing that one, to be honest.
I feel it. It's a great album. It is a great album, but it's like you're not trying to feel emotional while listening to this shit. I feel you. You said you put it as good.
Yeah, I put it as good.
I put it. It's kind of like it's like for me. It's like in between great and good, but kind of more so on the good side type of shit.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying though. I'll kind of put it in the middle, like that. Yeah. Jay-Z's gonna all over the place.
Yeah, no, he really is though.
Like what us doing both Nas and Jay-Z's discography. Who you think has a better one between the two?
Can you split the screen right now? Like, can you do like show both of them?
I had to rearrange the
oh, forget it. It's all good. It's all good. I was just curious, but ooh. I would probably say Hov. Yeah, because I feel like Hov had more high moments with more consistency than
Nas.
And that's saying something because there's a number of albums that were, not good. But I would say Kingdom Come's the worst album out of all of them. That's the worst album out of all of them, and like in terms of Nas and him
and Jay-Z, yeah.
But he had the lowest point, but I feel like he also had first of all, he had 2 classics. Nas had 1, in my opinion. 3 great albums. Arguably a 4th one. Yeah, I would probably say honestly, man.
Yeah, because like Nas, like a lot of Nas stuff was like in the good category. Of course, like Illmatic is a classic for sure. You could argue it was written. Some people consider it was written a classic. Yeah, it was definitely great. And then other one, then he had his slump in the middle. Yeah, he had his slump between like good and eh. He had more kind of like and moments compared to Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Even though I prefer Nas over Jay-Z.
Me too. Right? I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Well, for me anyway, I say not like I prefer Nas, but Jay-Z has a more fun discography for me.
Yeah.
I'll put
Yeah, I like that. More fun discography, definitely.
like you can play Jay-Z shit at the club. You can't really play Nas shit in the club. Unless
Yeah.
you're playing that his shit with Genuine, which was on the inside. So but yeah, I think that's all we got for y'all today. Any quick remarks real quick?
Nah, man. Nah.
All right. But real quick, tell them what to follow you and all the good stuff so they remember.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm Nick Neighbors. I'm a hip hop producer. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm on IG. That's my handle, Nick Neighbors Prod. I'm also on BeatStars. Post there twice a week, Monday, Thursday. New beats every week. Also on YouTube and TikTok as well. Yeah, let me know if you like my beats. Get at me.
Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, A-Tone Productions, A_Tone_Productions. Follow me on Twitch, War Machine 1919. Twitter, Hip Hop Vibes, Hip_Hop_Vibes. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You got to say the whole thing. Podcast available on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Amazon Music. Yeah, all that good
Everywhere.
stuff. Yeah. And that being said, I'm your boy AJ.
Your boy Nick.
This Hip Hop Advisor Podcast. Catch y'all next time.
See you next time.